Still to come on the program, we'll be bringing you an amazing story about a woman who had quadruplets.
If it's life, I will not now. I will accept it.
Four at the same time. And if you're just tuning in, this is Wake Up Nigeria on TVC Entertainment.
But it's the top of the hour, and we have IK on standby to give us the news update.
Thank you, Titi. All right, here is the update. President Muhammadu Buhari has addressed Nigerians in a live broadcast where he started off by thanking them for their prayers and support. In very resolute terms, the president stated that the unity of Nigeria is settled and non-negotiable. He expressed concerns over divisive and hate speeches and promised that the purveyors of such will be dealt with.
Nigerians for their prayers. I am pleased to be back on home soil among my brothers and sisters. In the course of my stay in the United Kingdom, I have been kept in daily touch with events at home.
President Buhari also acknowledged that there are legitimate concerns and grievances across the country, but urged aggrieved parties to channel their grievances through appropriate bodies. He charged the security agencies not to relent in ensuring that peace and safety of Nigerians are not toyed with.
I was distressed to notice that some of the comments, especially in the social media, have crossed our national red lines by daring to question our collective existence as a nation. This is a step too far. The country must remain one and united. Nigerians' unity is settled and not negotiable.
Well, the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, says that the country can accomplish excellent things with the return of President Muhammadu Buhari. Tinubu said Buhari's discipline, strength and dedication helped him battle his medical challenges. The former Lagos governor says Nigeria had grown to the point where governance continued in a meaningful, seamless manner while the president was away. It said that the country could overcome its many challenges with Buhari at the helm of affairs. In other stories, more than 10 persons have lost their lives after a boat that they were traveling in capsized in Ilashe, Lagos. 4 victims of the mishap who were rescued are receiving treatment in hospital. Managing Director of the Lagos State Waterways Authority, Bisola Kamsin, blamed the incident on overloading of passengers on a banana boat. Kamsin also said that the boat took off from an illegal jetty. Lagos is made up of a number of islands and is surrounded by waters on its southern border. The state has been in a court battle with federal authorities to control its waterways. Well, Benue State Police say that the motive in the killing of Governor Samuel Ortom's aid on economy and investment is yet to be established. Of course, Travis Shima Adioro was shot early in the morning, that was yesterday, in his residence in Makurdi, the state capital. His wife was also shot during the attack, but she's been treated at a hospital. Benue Police Commissioner Bashir Makama confirmed that an investigation has commenced into the incident and Adioro's phones are being analyzed for relevant information. This is the 4th assassination case involving an elder statesman and top government officials in Benue since Ortom became governor in the year 2015. And 2 persons have been confirmed dead, while 3 others sustained various degrees of injuries in explosion along the Damaturu-Biu road, that's in Yobe State, on Sunday. The injured were rushed to the Damaturu Specialist Hospital by security forces on patrol along the road. Explosive devices are believed to have been planted along the road by Boko Haram terrorist group. TVC News learned that the commuters took off from Damaturu to Biu, located some 121 kilometers away from Yobe State capital, when they encountered the terrorists halfway into the journey. Well, that's it on the news now. Of course, back to you. But before then, let's give you the weather update.
As always, Super Mike is here with a sports update.
Yeah, thank you.
So what are the big stories this time, Mike?
Of course, it's the second week of the EPL, and some teams are flying high and some are groveling. Okay, all right. But then just before I talk about the EPL, Florence Omagbemi, who led Nigeria's Super Falcons to an 8th Women's African title last year, says she's shocked and surprised at not making the shortlist for the role of coach. Omagbemi's contract expired at the end of their triumphant 2016 Women's African Cup of Nations campaign in Cameroon. Now, despite being one of the 10 names on FIFA's list for Women's Coach of the Year, Omagbemi's name does not appear on any shortlist published by the Nigerian Football Federation for various positions in the national teams. The former international, who played in 4 FIFA Women's World Cups, went several months without pay during a stint with the Falcons in 2016. Nigeria, of course, have booked their place in next year's African Nations Championships after beating Benin Republic 2-0 in Kano to qualify on a 2-1 goal aggregate. Rabiu Ali got the Chan Eagles ahead in the 22nd minute before Kingsley Eduo doubled the lead for the Nigerians 2 minutes after the restart.
Onside, and he cleverly disregarded everything, went in off that pass from Wazam and buried the ball. Past goalkeeper Steve Glaginon for the first goal for the Eagles here today.
Well, I think the crucial touch there had to come from Stephen O'Day. That turn was absolutely early. That's actually a goal for Nigeria. That was out of the blue. Like the Super Eagles are heading to Kenya. That was a superb header into the bottom corner, and nothing Glaginon could do there.
Well, this kind of vindicates the selection.
It's the battle. He does the eye job. A shot run up it will be, and that was a fantastic save by Ezewa.
As you just saw there, goalkeeper Ikechukwu Nzewa ended up as the hero of the day for Nigeria when he saved that spot kick which was awarded to Benin following a handball in the box by Emmanuel Arewachukwu. The Chan Eagles held on to their lead to secure their spot for the African Nations Championships, which will be hosted by Kenya. And then, of course, on to Premiership news. Manchester United on Saturday underlined their Premier League title credentials with a ruthless 4-0 victory at Swansea. United looked to be labouring to a 1-0 victory after the first league goal of Eric Bailly's career on the stroke of half-time. After thrashing West Ham on the opening weekend, it appeared as though this would be a sterner examination for United against an organised Swansea side. But 3 goals in 4 minutes by Romelu Lukaku, Paul Pogba and Anthony Martial saw Jose Mourinho's men maintain their 100% start to the season with the second successive 4-0 win. It was Swansea's first defeat at the Liberty Stadium since the 5th of April. And on the same day elsewhere, Sadio Mane and Liverpool, their first Premier League win of the season as Crystal Palace suffered a second straight defeat. 10-man West Ham twice came from behind, but Charlie Austin's injury time penalty gave Southampton a 3-2 victory. West Brom made it 2 wins from 2 with a 1-0 victory at Burnley. Leicester defeated Brighton 2-0 in a scrappy affair at the King Power Stadium. And former Real Madrid winger Jesse Rodriguez scored the winner on his debut as Stoke City stunned Arsenal 1-0. And of course on Sunday, it was Tottenham up against Chelsea. And Chelsea now have the bragging rights as they defeated Tottenham at Wembley, the National Stadium. It was a 2-1 win. Of course, the man of the match had to be Alonso with 2 wonderful goals. The first one was, of course, a superb free kick, and the second, a sublime one, which I would say was more an error from Hugo Lloris than his industry. But then, of course, Tottenham lost that match 1-2 to Chelsea. And, of course, also Newcastle United lost their second match against Huddersfield. And then, of course, on to Spain. Atletico Madrid are prepared to offer up to £50 million to Chelsea for Diego Costa in a bid to break the stalemate over the one-way striker. Costa has been training alone in his hometown of Logato, Brazil, and insists he has no intention of returning to London unless he gets his wish to join Atletico. They are also understood to be offering about £41 million with a further £9 million in add-ons, which will represent a profit on the £32 million which Chelsea paid for his services. But then the amount is still short of the £60 million valuation Chelsea have placed on Costa. Antonio Conte, coach of Chelsea, has also been given the green light to sign Inter Milan midfielder Antonio Candreva. Inter are ready to sell for £25 million with the Italian star keen on a switch to Chelsea to team up with Conte. The Premier League champions also want Leicester's Danny Drinkwater, Southampton's Virgil van Dijk, and of course Arsenal's Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and also Juventus wingback Alex Sandro. Manchester United will allow David De Gea to join Real Madrid next summer if they can secure a deal to sign Gianluigi Donnarumma from AC Milan. The Spain #1 is desperate to return to his homeland but has a contract until 2019 and will not force a move. Milan have spent big as they look to make a return to the glory days and are under pressure to perform. And Ed Woodward, the chief of Manchester United, has met up with Ivan Perisic's agent this week to trash out a last-minute deal for the Inter Milan forward. The Old Trafford executive wants to land the winger, who is supposedly the final part of Jose Mourinho's squad, and also face-to-face talks with his reps are ongoing. United have already bid £39 million for the Croatian winger, but the San Siro outfit have not budged. West Ham United are growing frustrated in their attempts to sign William Carvalho from Sporting Lisbon as both clubs remain £5.5 million apart in their valuation for the midfielder. Carvalho is regarded as a final piece in the jigsaw by West Ham manager Slaven Bilic, with the club already having brought in Marko Arnautovic as well as Javier Hernandez, Joe Hart and Pablo Zabaleta. All right, that's it on Sports Update. What are you guys talking about just now?
Honestly, it's actually the feature that we have on standby.
They are getting ready for you.
Honestly,
the bomb and the dynamite.
And we're excited about the president just being back.
But we'll be taking that after we give some insight on what's on the cover of the newspapers this morning. Starting with The Guardian once again. How Buhari's broadcast will raise or crash the economy. Investors in anxious wait for the president's first remark in 105 days. Quite a detailed article there. PDP flays APC's sudden interest in restructuring. It must be accomplished, says Tony Momo. And there is not much else except this little headline that sparks my interest. Equip Nigerian hospitals like the UK, says NMA to Buhari.
And then on the cover of This Day this morning, Buhari passes the buck on restructuring to National Assembly Council of State. Says there are legitimate concerns but won't allow irresponsible elements to trouble Nigeria. That was part of his speech this morning. And then investors shun NNPC's planned pipeline project from Kaduna Refinery to Niger Republic. And then external reserves chalk up $1.26 billion as shale oil threat persists. And then NJC rejects NBS report on judiciary as second most corrupt institution. And then 12 dead, scores missing as boat capsizes in Lagos. And then you'll see a photograph on the cover of This Day there, Aregbesola looking the part of a communist farmer, all dressed with a couple of other farmers there with him.
On the cover of the Vanguard, regarding the quit notice, Nigerians can live anywhere, says Buhari. A big quote, a large quote from the speech this morning is right there on the cover of the Vanguard. And there's something I'll highlight. Every Nigerian has the right to live and pursue his business anywhere in Nigeria without let or hindrance. That's something key to look out for on the cover of the Vanguard. Federal government states FCT share 2.56 trillion naira in 6 months on page 4 of the Vanguard. Federal government's pension liabilities to rise by 20 billion naira with exemption of paramilitary from CPS. You can find that as well. ASU say they have not called off the strike. They're still consulting. Find out more on page 10. The Ilashe boat mishap, 12 die, 4 rescued as Lagos State government blames illegal jetty operators. All that on the cover of the Vanguard.
And then on the cover of The Nation, which we took earlier, Buhari, every Nigerian has the right to live anywhere. That's on the cover of The Nation. And then president to fight Boko Haram, kidnapping, herdsmen, farmers, clashes. And then also a couple of other writers inside. Excitement over Buhari continues. What happened in president's absence, and a couple of other stories on the cover of The Nation. And then still on the cover, EFCC recovers 392 billion naira from 10 oil marketers. And then Bureau de Changes lose ground to banks in forex sales. And then a special court for hate speech on the way. All these and more in The Nation this morning.
Okay, so we have some bills to pay. We need to go on a commercial break. Stay with us.